eyes. Oh, bother. Yeah, and already everybody's clicked off the video. What's going on, YouTube? I'm here with my brother today. Hello. We just got out of seeing It Chapter 2 with Pennywise the Dancing Clown. What a movie! Oh my goodness. What did you think? You really like it?
I surprisingly enjoyed it more than part one.
It is really, really, really good. Like, they struck the landing. I mean, the miniseries, the most difficult part of the book is always the stuff with the adults. It's just not really quite as good. But this one, they managed to find a good way to incorporate the younger cast and bring in these adult actors who, by God, I felt like those were those kids growing up. Like Bill Hader in particular, like a lot of people have been saying he is a true standout in this movie, and yes, he is. The guy who plays Eddie is really, really good and funny. James McAvoy, I never really see a bad performance out of him. He does a solid job as Bill. Ben's good. Mike is really good. The Old Spice guy. Jessica Chastain's good. And of course, how can we forget Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise? I actually went out and bought this shirt just for this movie because I was so excited to watch it because I'm just an It fanatic. And yeah, they really, really did a good job with this one. This is probably the funniest movie I've seen this year, in all seriousness. Like, I was laughing like the entire time almost. And it doesn't shy away from a lot of the dark stuff. Like, there's some really fucked up shit that they have in this movie. Some weird ass trippy visuals. Like, it's one of the most crazy visual horror movies I think I've ever seen. What do you think of that? Visually very trippy.
On some scenes, yeah.
Like towards the ending, I guess I won't give away like the whole thing, but like in the book they had some weird turtle god named Maturin that plays a factor into it. I mean, I'm not gonna say if it happens in this ending or not, but there's definitely some weird cosmic shit that goes down in that third act. Like, I mean, they really go off the wall crazy in this one. But a lot with the comedy, too. Like I said, this is a very, very funny movie. Pennywise is freaking hilarious. Like, he's way funnier this time around. But he also, like, there's one scene that you see in the trailers where basically he kind of forces... That is the most disturbing scene in the movie. And, like, really dark and graphic. Like, Pennywise is just pissed off at a lot of things. But the most graphic scene in the movie, they show in the trailers, it's where they're going through that fun house of mirrors. And Pennywise, like, it is a very emotional scene, too. Like, he basically, like, Bill is standing on the other side of this glass, helpless, as Pennywise, like, is basically just gonna kill this kid right here, and just horrifically just guts him to pieces, like, right in front of him. Just like, oh my God, like, that is fucking dark.
It's like a super blood splatter.
I know, too, like, kids get it really bad in this movie. I mean, you've seen some stuff in the trailers. There's some really funny stuff with Pennywise and his dark sense of humor. And what I like, too, is there's a lot of the younger cast in there, too. Obviously, like, their voices have kind of changed a little bit. You can tell they've done a little bit of altering. And I know they de-aged some of the actors a bit because they've kind of aged a little bit. So you can kind of tell in some of their voices, like, Finn Wolfhard definitely aged a bit, but, like, they kind of did something different with his voice. I felt kind of off earlier on. And, was it Jack Dylan Grazer? Because, like, he obviously did Shazam after It, and you could tell a little bit in his voice. He's, sounds a little bit different, but, they've kind of had to alter that a bit. But the young cast is great, and we get a lot of sequences that weren't in the first film. Like, it kind of fills the gaps, in, like, some missing pieces. Like, in the first film, you feel, it's like, okay, that must have been all the times they saw Pennywise. No, there's a lot of flashbacks to moments where they had more encounters with Pennywise. Like the sewers, or at summer school, there was one. Richie has a crazy one at one point. Eddie has his own crazy one experience. They all had their own crazy experiences with Pennywise. And yeah, they do incorporate a lot of stuff from the book, like the Ritual of Chud, like that crazy thing. Like, it gets so cosmic and crazy this time around. But I'll let you talk. What else? Is there anything you want to add about the movie that you felt was really great, or any nitpicks or anything like that?
Not really. Mainly it was a surprisingly great blend of horror and comedy. It reminded me very much of the Evil Dead movies.
That's it right there. Like, there's definitely an Evil Dead vibe to this movie. I mean, I just remember the part they fucking include Angel of the Morning in the movie. Just some really, really funny stuff too. Like
They also do a reference to John Carpenter's The Thing at one
oh
point.
yeah, the John Carpenter The Thing reference. There's a great cameo by Stephen King who wasn't in the first movie, but he sure as hell is in this movie. A pretty funny cameo. Like I said, there's a lot of funny, really funny stuff, especially with the way Pennywise is kind of mess with people. It definitely gets really dark and violent in this film. There's definitely some deep-seated layers to this movie that I wasn't really expecting, but yeah, I mean, they really nailed this 2-part adaptation. And from what I heard, the director wants to like go back and shoot more scenes and put together like a 6.5-hour long supercut of the movie, which just sounds insane. But like, this one, it's like it's really closely linked to part 1. So watching part 1, definitely rewatching that before this really helps. But I mean, the theater was laughing like the entire time. Like they were all having a good time, cheering and laughing and things. And the ending, it's funny, but it gets really freaking crazy. Like really, really crazy. Very enjoyably crazy, but like there's still a lot of the emotional moments that you would hope to expect from this film. And the way it kind of ends, I'm not going to give it entirely away, but it is a very like emotionally satisfying conclusion. Like you really feel like you went on a journey with these people. Would you agree with that? Like you really feel
Very
like
much so.
Like very much so. Like you really went on a journey with these kids. Like you felt like you know them all like very well. They even managed to include some like deleted scenes from like the first movie and incorporate into the movie. Like there's that scene where Stan was talking to, like he was giving a speech at his like what do they call that? His
Bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah, that's right. Yeah, his bar mitzvah. Like they incorporated that and like had Richie do his thing there. Like Richie was great. They all have to go back and live these memories. You even see like a deconstructed Pennywise kind of like where it's just like his human form. So that was kind of crazy. Like I said, Bill Skarsgård just knocks it out of the park. They even managed to have some lines taken straight out of the miniseries, which I was laughing quite a bit. Kiss me, fat boy. That shit was funny. But yeah, Pennywise is great. Like he is just one of the absolutely amazing. I still kind of wish we got a little bit more of him. They definitely did a better job incorporating him into the climax than sure as hell the miniseries. I mean, the miniseries has a terrible like ending in a way, but this one they definitely had some money behind it, and it gets really freaking crazy and pretty funny too. Bill Skarsgård, like I said, that dude's a horror legend now. I know they kind of talked about doing like a Pennywise prequel, so I'd be all for it, but yeah, this is a satisfying conclusion to the It saga. The 2 parts was definitely warranted because it is a really long book. But they really did a great job closing this with It Chapter 2. Like, there's no real sequel baiting or any real, like, cliffhanger nonsense there. Like, in all honesty, like, they do feel like 2 complete movies. Like, the first movie, if they never made a sequel, like, it still feels like a good finite ending. But this one, like, you know, it definitely is the continuation of it. Like, they did a good job tying everything together. Some nice references to the first film. Some nice new scenes with the young actors, filling in some gaps, giving some additional bits. I wouldn't say this was particularly scary. Like, there's a few creepy moments in there, like that'll get you. But a lot of it was just really funny. So, I mean, I had a really good time with it. I mean, we both did. They nailed it. Like, this felt to me like a more satisfying ending than, say, like Avengers Endgame. Even though I enjoyed Endgame, but like this one felt like a real satisfying conclusion to the It storyline. And yeah, and there's some nice other Stephen King references in the movie too, which they do a great job. Visually, it's really trippy and interesting. Andy Muschietti, I'm looking forward to him making the Flash movie next, because they finally have a director who's going to stick around. I'm curious to see how he's going to handle that visually, because like I said, there's a lot of top-notch visuals in this film. Very enjoyable. The crowd was really into it. I was really into it, and I'm just happy with the results. Like this whole, like, I want to see the 2 films edited together into one full movie. I think it like really does a good job capturing the essence of the book, embracing a lot of the weird cosmic-y stuff, and doing some new spins with it, like new locations, some really dark stuff in there too. Funny, Pennywise, good God almighty, I was laughing like when... He sounds like Winnie the Pooh, doesn't he?
Pretty much.
Oh, nobody, oh bother. he even says, oh bother, at one point, and I'm like, oh my God, he's doing Winnie the Pooh. Like, Skarsgård, you genius. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. I feel like I've been talking over. Is there anything you want to add, or?
Is that and the only thing I can add is that I do kind of wish they cut some of the movie down because I don't feel as if it needed to be nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, for me, it was fine. I mean, I binge and I watch a lot of long movies, but it almost like I did like because it's only like a 2-part like story. I mean, that book is fucking long. It's like 1,100 pages long. So I can understand, like, the length for me felt okay. Like, I never really felt like the whole time, like, oh my god, just end this thing. But, I mean, I can see where they could probably cut down a few minutes in there, but for the most part, like, it worked really well for me. Like, it felt like I got all that I really needed out of it. And I guess more bang for your buck since it's a longer movie. But, yeah, we saw it in IMAX. It worked well in that format. Great stuff. Just good stuff all around. They really nailed it. Very happy with results. And I look forward to seeing it again, because I'm sure I'll probably see it again very soon. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Thank you for joining me, brother.
You're very welcome.
So, yeah, until the next time, go check out It Chapter 2. Like I said, we kept this really primarily spoiler-free for the most part. But, yeah, because I was wondering how they're going to kind of pull off this ending. And they did a good job. They did a really solid job with this adaptation. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that bell for notifications. Like this video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. All that other fun stuff. And it's about like 10:30 now. So I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Pennywise is great. He's a fucking clown. Pennywise is something. Right? I don't know how to fucking end this thing. Just end the goddamn video. Go see it, Chapter 2.
See ya.
See ya. Or you want to hit the end?